Hey guys, welcome. Little bit of a different video. I am just gonna brag about my life and rub it in your faces. No, but for real, I just got back from an amazing vacation and I really wanted to share it with you guys. So strap yourselves in and get ready for a story time.
Did he say strap in or strap on?
So this is a story that starts roughly a year ago, a little over a year, but it was my birthday and I was turning 30. So, end of a decade, wanted to do something big, exciting. And at the time, Demolition Ranch was offering range experiences where you could go out to his resort, his Desperado range, and shoot some of his guns. So I'm like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. So when mom and dad ask, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Or what do you want to do? Normally it's, oh, come on over, we'll order a pizza or something. Because I'm simple. But I decided on something big, and naturally mom's like, oh, that could be cool, let's do it. And dad was, too expensive. But, spoiler alert, women always win. So mom was right, and we went. Because I have always wanted to shoot 50 BMG. Who doesn't, right? I mean, it's huge.
That's what she said.
And so I thought that would be fun. Not only to shoot a 50 BMG for the first time, but to shoot Matt Carricker's 50 BMG for the first time. And we got out there, we met up with David at the range, who was Matt's camera guy at the time. And we shot some of Matt's guns. I want to say, so there was an M16 with an M203 on it, which they were out of 40 mic because someone, not gonna name any names, shot them all. But it was okay. We still had fun. Shot that. There was a gold-plated AK. There was a Scar, the FN Scar, I think it was the heavy, in 308. We shot the Desert Eagle in 50 AE. That was the golden tiger stripe one. And we shot the 50 BMG Barrett M107. Obviously, the Matt's gold-plated one as well.
Yes, sir.
It's so weird with the springs.
Yep,
I can hear the springs in the earmuff.
I hear it too, even back here. Nice.
And then, we kicked it off really well. Dad was having the time of his life, which is truly saying something. I don't think I'd ever seen him that happy in my whole life. And it's like, man, this is my birthday. What you doing? But it was a blast. We had a blast. David had a blast. And so he's like, look, y'all are cool. We're having fun. Let's try this one. So he pulls out this mini AR. I think it was, what, a 4-inch barrel, something stupid like that. Little SBR. And it was full auto. So we had fun with that.
All right, you're in auto now.
Yes!
And then I said, man, as tiny as this thing is, it makes me think of the, what is it? It's the Nemo Odin Nightmare, which they had just done a video on, and it's this 308, no, sorry, AR pistol and 300 Win Mag, which is just a crazy, insane thought. And David's like, oh, huh. And he walks away, and he comes back. He's like, well, since it's your birthday, um, here's the nightmare. And so I got to shoot the nightmare, and I'm a little mad, which
Hey, at least he didn't
David has since said he's not sorry. But I think I had more fun with the nightmare than I did the 50 BMG. I waited 30 years to shoot a 50 cal, and it was overshadowed on the same day. But God, it was so cool. The concussion, mom jumped. She had 2 layers of ear pro and still jumped. It was insane. It was fun. It's stupid, pointless, not practical, and that's what I love. So this wasn't a super long trip. I was out of vacation time already for the year, and so we just kind of made it a weekend getaway. We drove, slept the night, shot the next morning, and left. I think it's on paper maybe a 9.5 hour drive with stops and traffic. I think maybe closer to 10 or 11. But we had finished up at the range shooting everything, and we wanted to hit bunker branding before we left, and they closed for lunch. So we kind of had to get a little bit of a move on. Thank David. Me being me. I was like, hey, any chance Matt's around? Is he out here somewhere? Could I just pop by, say hey, shake his hand, thank you for everything you do? He said, yeah, he's over by the cave. So at this point, they were digging out the giant cave from off the ranch, which we'll see in a bit. But so we drove out there, and they were just pulling off. He and Jenna were in the back of the truck, and Mikey was about to drive away, and we pulled up, and Matt, hey Mikey, stop. And we pulled up, and he's like, hey, were you the guys at the range? We're like, yeah. And so we stopped, we chatted, we talked. I talked with Matt and Mikey. Mom and Jenna started talking while they were in the middle of filming. I was so thankful that they stopped. It was great. I finally got to meet Matt. I was on cloud 9. Chatted with them, hung out, and then we were able to make it to the bunker, and then we headed home. So fast forward a little bit, Matt announces his retirement. He's pretty much made it, Top Gun tuber. His kids are growing up, he wants to be a dad. I can't be mad at him. I do miss watching his shows, but hey, at least we got diversity hires out of it, right?
Is to thank them individually. Luke, you know who you are. Thank you.
Thanks.
So part of that is he decided he was going to sell some of his guns. And he made a little video going up to that, like, oh, here's going to be some of these will be here, some of these will be here, showing off the guns. And so going into it, from what I had seen, I made a little list of I want this gun, this gun, this gun. And I decided, all right, let's go. I invited Russell of Bayou Ballistics just because I knew that he followed Matt like I did, the whole Boerne crew, all the gun tubers out there. He follows them just as much as I do. And it would, nice to have a co-pilot, someone else to drive for me if I got tired. And so I texted David like, hey, I'm coming down for Matt's thing, hope to see you there. He and I still, keep in touch. He and I are actually pretty good friends at this point. And so we drive like 11 hours because naturally we decided to leave at like 5 o'clock on a Friday. So we hit traffic in a couple places. Had to stop at, Buc-ee's. And we made it there early in the morning. And there was already a line. So we stood in line, waited our turn. So it's like an 11-hour drive. Ended up being like an 11-hour wait in line. The whole time I'm texting David, little updates here and there. There was at one point where he came out. I went up to him and said, hey, we chatted a little bit. I showed him like, look, dude, I got a list. These are what I'm after. And he's like, okay, I think all those are there. 30 minutes later, hey, this one's gone. I think it was number 2 on the list. I'm like, okay, that's all right. Still got 2 more chances. And then an hour or 2 later, it's like, hey, this one's walking out now. And it was number 3 on the list. I'm like, all right, number 1's still there. We got this. A few more hours pass by. We're almost to the door. There's like 3 people in front of us. He pops his head out on the glass, just looking, I guess trying to figure out where I'm at in line. The guy's behind me, like, hey, I think the camera guy is looking for you. And then I feel my phone buzz. I get a text, dude, it's still here. And I'm like, oh, don't say that. I still probably have another 20, 30 minutes, and one of these guys is going to buy it now. Thankfully, they didn't. We got in there. I went straight to the counter. I'm like, I want this one. And the guy's like, huh? And I'm like, the pen gun. He's like, oh, I think it's over here. And sure enough, it was still there. I made it out exactly what I wanted. The pen gun. It is not the most practical gun in the world. It is not accurate at all. I could probably miss from me to you. It is a single shot 25 ACP. And actually, one of the very few times Matt ever cursed on camera, because he was going to joke and shoot with it, and a deer ran out in front of the target, so he cursed, which was great. Fond memories.
Haha! Oh, there's a deer on the range. Where did that come from?
And so we get there, we get the pen, and part of it was, there's a meet and greet. So Matt was there, David, Jenna, Mikey, Clint. He runs Bunker Branding. And so we get back into the meet and greet room. Keep in mind, it's like, we're like almost a day into this from when we left to there. And we're not even up to Matt yet. We're just sitting in the room waiting to get to him. We've been in the room with him for maybe a minute and a half. Russell turns around and goes, dude, this is already worth it. And I'm just like, whew, sigh of relief, because for me it was worth it 100%, but I was a little unsure. I'm like, dude, I drug him this way. We waited this long. We were just sitting here, and he was just as excited as I was. So that was good. And then it was the craziest thing for me. So Mikey walked by to go, I don't know, to the bathroom, maybe grab a snack, something. He walked by me, and he looks and goes, oh, hey, dude, how you been? And just walks away, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, did Mikey recognize me? Like, I was so excited, because, again, Dave and I kept in touch. That one I understood. But Mikey, Jenna, and Matt, we spent maybe 10 minutes when I was at the Desperado. So for him to recognize me, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then someone was looking to get their gun case signed that they had just bought. And like, oh no, where's Mikey? And I'm like, oh, he went that way. And so Jenna walks by, I'll go get him. And she's walking by, like, oh, hey, I remember you. You came to the ranch, right? And then she kept going, and I'm just like, oh my God, they do recognize me. So I'm on cloud 9 already. And then we finally get up to Matt, and it was perfect transition, because the guy he was talking to, I don't know what they were talking about. I was not eavesdropping, but I heard something about, he said something about trying to keep it kid friendly or whatever. So I guess somehow they were talking about cursing, and I'm like, oh. I said, but do you remember this? And he goes, why? Did I say something bad? And I'm like, it's one of the first times I remember you bleeping yourself out. And then David was like, oh, yeah, tell him. And I was telling him about the, like I said, he was jumping to shoot at a target, and by the time he got his point of aim up, there was a deer standing there. He went, oh, shit. But anywho, it was great. Got to meet Matt again. He's like, hey, wait a minute. Didn't you come out to like the range thing? I feel like I remember you. And so that was it. I was done. Best trip ever. I was so excited. And now, fast forward again to this past week, and went back to Boerne. Unsubscribe. Did their podcast live. And, that was another one on my list. I wanted to meet those guys too. I met Matt. And so I'm like, hey, let's go. So, again, Russell and I went out to Boerne this past week, and we had the trip of a lifetime. So it all started, he wanted to leave at 1 in the morning to get there early. So we got to Boerne. It was like 9, 10 maybe? Would have been 10, because we did stop a little. So it was like 10:30 maybe. Well, check-in at our Airbnb was 3 in the afternoon. So we get there and we're like, well, now what? We got a whole day to kill. So we're like, hey, let's go back to Apache. So we did. We popped over to Comfort, went to Apache, because last time we were there, it was wait in line, chaos. And so we just kind of wanted to check it out, see what it was like on a normal day. We did. We walked around. We looked at all the guns. And we're like, okay, I think we maybe spent an hour there or so. And then he was like, well, let's go back to Boerne. Do you know where the bunker is? I'm like, yeah, actually it's on the way. Literally cross the interstate, go down a few miles. It'll be right there. He said, cool, because I want to get a shirt. Sorry about that, y'all. Battery died. So we left Apache. We went to bunker branding. And I promise y'all, I'm not a stalker, okay? I tismed a little, okay? So as we're pulling up, I'm like, pretty sure that's David's truck. That looks like Jenna's SUV, and I think that's Mikey's. And Russell's like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I just know people's cars. I can tell who's at work before I even walk in the doors by looking at the cars I pass in the parking lot. That's just how I am. I've been that way since high school. Probably thanks to Top Gear. I don't know. Anywho, pulled up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're here. So we get in. We're inside. And I texted David. I'm like, hey, is that y'all at the bunker? And next thing you know, I see his head pop to the door and like, hey! And sure enough, they were there. And so we were chatting. And then Russell, when we did the gun buy, he got everyone to sign his case except Mikey. He's like, hey, is Mikey here? So Mikey came out. The four of us were chatting, talking, catching up. How's Matt? We're here for the Unsub, da-da-da-da-da. And we're talking, and naturally came up about the ranch. So we got permission to go out there. Blew my mind. It was like handing a child the keys to Disney World, saying go play. Obviously, as it's in the process of being sold, and there are still neighbors, we were asked not to shoot firearms, even though we were going to the range, which we respected, but still, there went our day. We were no longer worried about, man, we have hours to kill before going to the Airbnb. And then they had to go out and film for diversity hires, and so we went to the Desperado. Naturally, we had to start at the range. So here I am, one last time, at the Desperado shooting range here at the Desperado Resort in Boerne, Texas. This is where Demolition Matt ended. This is where diversity hires started. You've seen Brandon out here shooting videos. He's tested the AK-50 out here. And it's officially closed. I did get permission to come out here one last time, so I wanted to take y'all along and show you the end of an era that ended way too soon. But Matt, hope you're doing well. We love you. We miss you. David, thanks. So then from the range, we decided to go out to the river, because that was something that I didn't get to do last time I was there. And I wanted to go down to the river and see it. So that was our next stop.
So here we are, guys, still continuing our tour of the Desperado Resort. If you look behind me right up there, that little cabin was gonna be rooms for the resort. That's where Matt filmed his last off the ranch video for everyone. And now I'm gonna take a little dip in the Guadalupe River, hopefully, if we can get down there. Let's go see. Okay, first of all, this is not what I was planning on filming, but my God, look at the size of those ants. Anywho, there's a different view of the building, and here we are going down to the river. It is still accessible. Of course, where the steps are paved out, it's nice and deep. And I'm not technically in swim trunks, but it's okay. I used to be a lifeguard.
I can't swim.
So here we are at the river. We're gonna see if we can get over there. It looks a little deep here. We'll see what we can do. Wish me luck. Ignore the Urkel I got going on. Here we are in the wonderfully temperate Guadalupe River. I want to get back in the water. That felt better than this does.
And then, after chilling in the river a little bit, we went back towards the front and we stopped at what was the cave. And now it is the Demo Ranch Wishing Well.
And here we have the Demo Wishing Well. This is the cave. I don't know if you'll be able to see all the way down there, but that's like 3-4 stories deep. And actually, say right about here is where we're with Matt, Jenna, and Mikey for the first time, because they were filming in said cave whenever I was here for my first range day with David. Wish me luck.
You missed.
No, I didn't. I heard it. Ting, ting, ting.
And then we went back to the range for one final goodbye.
Well, guys, this is it. We're now leaving the Desperado. I'm honored. Thank you again for the permission to be out here one last time, get one last look, and thank you all for coming with me. Hope you enjoyed.
And then, bonus side quest. As we're leaving the range, we saw a little sign for Side Snake Cave. And I'm like, oh my God, Russ, would you mind going on a little hike for me? Because I would love to get into one of the caves that they dug out. I don't know why. That was one of my favorite parts of Off the Ranch, was them digging out the caves. In fact, the big pit, the Wishing Well, I'm pretty sure... I literally have a jar of dirt.
I got a jar of dirt, I got a jar of dirt, and guess what's inside it?
from said cave. But, so I'm like, alright, let's go do that. And when we got down the trail into the cave, we found the cave, we went in the cave, and that's when it sank in. Like, what is my life? Watching them dig out the cave and then being there, out of this world. Well, guys, not sure how much you can see. It's kind of dark in here, but welcome to Side Snake Cave. We watched David, Jenna, Mikey, Matt, and Angel digging out this tunnel. And now we're here. This is so surreal. Dude, it's so cool in here, too.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler.
I could just take a nap in here. Oh, this is freaking awesome.
AirBnB.
Yeah, right? Hey, can we just bring a sleeping bag and chill in here for the weekend? But for real, this is awesome.
All right, go.
Found the cave, y'all. And I killed the cameraman. Oh no. Remember, kids, don't go hiking in flip-flops. Chanclas are okay. Flip-flops, no. So we finally made it back to the car, and left the Desperado for the last time, officially. Such an honor. Still no words. True imposter syndrome. Who am I? It was awesome. And then we finally went to the Airbnb, checked in, unloaded the car. It was actually nicer than expected. I don't know. It was just a little one-bedroom thing, you know. I gave Russ the bed. I slept on the couch. I was expecting it to be a tiny little shack, but it was nice. So we unload, we go to HEB. Fat Electrician did a video on them. We wanted to see one. Got some groceries for the cabin. Actually ran into Clint, which was pretty funny. And then turned in for the night. Next morning, woke up, had a little breakfast, had some tea on the porch. It was great. Just enjoying life, nice weather, and we pretty much did nothing most of the day. Hung out, just stayed at the Airbnb, relaxed, unwound, because that's what vacation's for. That night, we went to the Burleson Yard Beer Garden in San Antonio with David, and we got to meet Philip from Bear Arms and Brian, who works for Cat Suppressors. So that was cool. The four of us hang out, you know, had a few drinks. It was a great night. Had an awesome time. We'll definitely go back and hang out with all of them again. because it was a good time. Next day, showtime. So, we got to San Antonio early. Obviously, we weren't sure what traffic was going to be like. We weren't sure what parking was going to be like. And we had to be extra early for the behind the scenes VIP meet and greet. Because when we do stuff, we do it right. And so we got there early, had a little time to kill. So we went to the Alamo. We were like 3-4 blocks away. So we went and saw that, walked around a little bit. I looked at the cannons. We didn't pay, we didn't go inside the church. We didn't go to the museum. We just walked around the outside and saw what we could see there. Went back to the car. I had to get the chair to bring to the meet and greet. So yes, you finally get the story of the chair. Some people have joked that chair is not going to stop someone from breaking in. That's not why it's there. It's there because I'm excited about it, and it's cool, and it's something stupid that I just wanted to have, and I was allowed to have it. So, remember that first trip to the range we were talking about? So while we were there, if you noticed in the 50 BMG video, I was sitting on an ice chest. It's because someone forgot to bring chairs. And jokingly, I pointed and said, "Oh, there's a chair over there." And it was said chair, which clearly wouldn't support anyone's weight. But then I realized, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Is that a chair that Brandon shot up? And David's like, yeah, it is. And so I went to take a picture of it. He's like, dude, it's literally the trash pile. Do you just want the chair? He was joking. He knew I wasn't going to take the chair. Well, I took the chair. so it was a chair that Brandon had shot up in one of his videos. Specifically, it was the middle finger to YouTube when they banned full autos. And so he went out to the Desperado and shot a full auto Browning M2 machine gun. And that was the chair he used for the White Claw penetration test. Naturally, being full auto on a 50, he just put a whole case on the chair and let her rip.
Also, again, second time the last month, destroying a chair at Demolition Ranch. Although this one, I did think ahead. Matt, this is not your chair. I felt bad about the last one. I bought a 4-pack. This is one of mine.
And that was the result. So, for the meet and greet, this is my first time meeting Brandon. I got him to sign it for me. Now, naturally, I went up with just the top here. I wasn't walking in with a whole chair. And I got him to sign it for me. So that was cool. And everyone else was like, well, I mean, can we sign? And I'm like, yeah, but if y'all don't mind, can you sign the back? Which was hilarious because Nick, gave me shit about it. He goes, oh, Brandon's special, he gets to sign the front, we gotta sign the back. I'm like, well, it's his chair, he shut it up. You wanna sign the front of something? Shoot it up and give it to me. Shoot it on fat pews or something. But anywho, that's the story of the chair. And now I've got a whole bunch of signatures on the back. I got basically everyone I met to sign it. So, Brandon's on the front. On the back, you got Eli Double Tap, Cody, Donut Operator, you got Nick, Fat Electrician, I got Ethan, Habitual Line Crosser, I got Zach, Veteran with a Sign, and then I also got Jake and Tackett from Man vs. Morning. Nolan wasn't there, but that's who all I got to sign my chair. And then the live show itself, I won't go into too much detail, because if you want to experience it, go get tickets, go see it. It's definitely worth it, trust me. There's some things you can't say, some jokes you can't make on the internet that you can in person. And that alone was worth it. But if you can get to the tickets in time, if you can't afford it, definitely do the VIP meet and greet. They're awesome guys, great dudes. If not, stay till the end. After most of the people leave, they come back out to the stage and we'll sign your shit then. Oh my god. Rich, Angry Cops, also signed the chair. I'm so sorry, I forgot him and his get up.
Trash!
Anywho, live show, totally worth it. That's what we paid for. That's why we were in Boerne. I had a lot of fun at the Desperado. That's what the trip ended up being for me, I'm gonna be honest. But Unsub show was great. I got a signed poster too. I'm gonna hang that up at some point, hopefully. I'd like to make. My problem is I'm over the top, and it's gonna be expensive. But I want to get like a shadow box kind of thing where I can put the poster, which is literally just this, the meet and greet tag, my VIP lanyard, and my little Unsub purple heart, and make kind of a shadow box display for all those together. But the frame and the backing and it's not gonna be a cheap project because I got to custom cut the holes and da 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 da. But I've looked into it, so we'll see. And then that was Saturday. Nope, that was Friday. Saturday, we ended up going to Blackboard Barbecue. That is what David and Mikey said to go have while we were there. It was in Sisterdale, next town over. But so good. As you can see, I got pulled pork, and they put it on a bun. I got the side of macaroni. Spectacular. Highly recommend it if y'all are out there. And then Sunday we drove home. It was a great trip that I just wanted to share. And if y'all get the opportunity to go out there, by all means, 100% do it. I plan on making it an annual trip. Russell says he'd like to do the same, so we'll see. Maybe you'll get more content in the future. Who knows? Maybe we'll go to a private range with someone, shoot some fully automatic ARs that his company built. Don't know. We'll see in the future. Anywho, if you made it this far, holy crap, thanks a lot. Glad you enjoyed me bragging about myself to you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. And I'll see you next time. Hey guys, welcome. I'm a little bit. Oh my gosh, I forgot. So, I'm. God, I think I'm gonna restart this. But as we're pulling in, I'm like, man. It's not funny, but it's quite humorous. Yeah? What? Oh.
Finally actually be your cameraman.
Yeah, right? Finally paid you. David said yes, please take our trash.
What up, nerds? Forgot what I was gonna fucking say. Oh, hey guys. Continuing our tour of the Desperado. I'm sorry, it's David again.
No, I should keep all this in.
Right? It'll go in the blooper reel. The range we were just at is not. Fuck. It's alright, you can go. I can cut it. So here we are. Wish me luck. As my legs are already gleaming wet. We'll edit that out.
Matt renounces. So fast forward a little bit. Matt renounces. I did it again.
And now, folks, I know what it's like to be tall. No, but
Came back, turned into the night. What?